Good morning, guys. Today is our very first day out with Walt. Walt comes to us from a sweet family in a nearby town, and he's a 4-year-old German Shepherd. They rescued him when he was 18 months of age because the owner couldn't keep him in his fence, and so they brought him in, and he's been with them ever since. This family has some younger kids that are young but old enough to be able to handle a dog, but this guy is 100 pounds, and he really is a puller. Sit. Yes, good. Really is a puller. Really knows how to get his way. He's a sniffer, so along our walks and even in the yard, getting him away from his nose is a challenge. And so those are some of the things that we're working on, as well as working on his all of his basic commands with recall, with sit down in place. Today we're working on loose leash heel, because I believe that heel and walking a dog is foundational to their discipline. So that's what we're working on right out of the gate. He is a fantastic dog, has a great temperament. He blended in with our family last night very well. We'll say he got dropped off later in the evening, which means that we expedite the integration process a little bit. So he met our family, met my kids, loved them. He's really good with people so far. And then he met the other dogs. We've got quite a large pack at the house right now because we're doing some boarding. But so he's the sixth dog of the group that came in, and he came in and was introduced to everyone and did really well, handled himself extremely well. So excited about this, the potential that this guy has. We've just got to get his leash manners under control today, and he's doing a really good job. So the tools that we're using, Walt, sit. You'll see here we've got the purple slip lead, which is a biothane slip lead. He came to us with a slip lead of sorts, but it was one of the climbing rope styles, which is not terrible, but they have a lot of give to them. So if I was to give pressure here, it's gonna flex a little bit like a rubber band, more than what this biothane does. This biothane is very rigid, but yet is pliable, has some forgiveness to it, so it lets me correct very well, very efficiently and effectively. I've got it kind of bundled up here on my hand to give him just enough boundary as to what I want him to have. And then you're going to see my e-collar in the hand as well. He's got it right here. So this e-collar is set at a 4. Come. Well, sit. Come on, here we go. Sit. There we go. So what I'm doing right now is applying pressure directly up with that slip lead, which is leading him into a sit. I'm also stimulating at a 4 with the e-collar. So a 4 is going to be very, very light. So you and I won't be able to feel a 4 on our hand. He responds well between a 4 and an 8 is what I've noticed so far on this walk. And I expect as he learns more and more what that e-collar means, that number will actually go down a little bit more. So follow along with us, and I'll show you kind of what we're doing. So I want to start out every heel in a sit. He went into a down, so we're going to get him out of that. Walt, here, good. Come here, sit. I've got him on my left, which is kind of standard procedure that lets me, for most people, have their strong arm be their dominant arm be free. Walt, sit. There we go. Yes, good boy. So in that instance, I was holding pressure with the leash. I was up to a 6 on the e-collar and just holding pressure with it. It wasn't increasing, just holding pressure. Still, we're trying to get him conditioned to what that means. So, all right, Walt, heel. So we're going to lead out. As that leash tightens, I'm going to correct him. Walt, heel. Yes, good. That's going to be a direct pull up. Walt, heel. And a slight stimulation with the e-collar. Walt, heel. If he's pulling away from me, I'm going to go the opposite direction. So right now he was kind of spreading out away from me, so I went to the right because he was going left. Leave it. We're working on leave it today as well. So I'm doing that with a vibrate function of the e-collar. And if the vibrate doesn't get his attention, then we're going into a stim mode, which is stimming up to like an 8 to 10, something to break his focus off of that. Good boy, good heel. I'm also trying to keep a fairly brisk pace today. What that does is it doesn't let him have much time to focus on scents and smells and that sort of thing. But all in all, right here, this is perfect. You see where his head's at, right next to my leg. And then as he creeps forward, I'm going to give him a little bit of a directional pull. Good boy. I've got that little bit of a slack here. Yep. Good. So again, he was pulling to the left, so I'm going to go to the right. Good. Yes. Now the other thing I can do is if he's leading, I'm going to go in circles. Yep. Like this. Yep. Good. And what that does is it teaches him that if he leads out in front of me, that I'm going to use body pressure to put him back in place. Good. Good boy. Good heel. So here's going to sniff, leave it, vibrate. Perfect. Leave it. Good. Yes. So one of the things that we'll talk about throughout the next couple weeks is leash pressure and e-collar pressure, body pressure, spatial pressure, that kind of stuff. So what we're training him for is to react to pressure. So whenever I give pressure, I'm going to give pressure until I get the results that I'm looking for, and then I'll release. So he's going to be trained on a pressure and release style of training. So the leash pressure is pretty obvious. I'm going to lift up, leash pressure, and then the e-collar pressure is going to be the stimulation or the vibrate, whichever is more conducive in the moment. So here we're going to do some circles. Heel. Walt. Good. Good. Yes. We're going to come over here. We're going to put him into a sit. We've got some kids he's getting distracted by over here. So put him into a sit, and we'll wrap up the video for the day. Sit. Well, sit. Yes, good boy, good boy. So a great first day out. I look forward to seeing how this guy continues to mature. See you tomorrow.